G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. Today I am going to do a pour inspired by the lovely Petra G. Hi Petra. Her crushed ice effect. Now it's very similar to the Larimar pour from Resin Courses by Micah. Petra used Enoki. It's been so long since I did a Larimar, I can't actually remember what the differences are. But anyway, Petra used this. Micah uses a pigment paste. But I think apart from that, they're similar. Like I said, I can't really remember. It's been like 6 months at least since I did a Larimar. Oh gosh, I'm leaking white everywhere. Now, because I wasn't quite sure how much of this Enoki white to use. Last time I did one, and I'll see if I can find it and link it for you up in the top right corner at the end of the video. I just kind of squirted, and I didn't really know how much I was putting in. And then the lovely Nicole from my my group on Facebook, hi Nicole, she had a recipe and she's kindly shared that. Hers was for 160 grams of resin, so a smaller mold. I've got 200 grams of resin today, and I'm using this, the Transparente resin from Resin Pro. It's 100 grams of A to 60 grams of B. So it's a bit of a strange ratio, but I mixed up 125 grams of A, 75 grams of B, and that gave me 200 grams, so hopefully it'll be enough. Now I've got 55 grams of resin in here, and I've bought this cute little scale that's going to measure hopefully in grams, if I'm doing it correctly. So I'm gonna go for 1.1 grams, okay? Okay, it's 1.2. Gee, it goes fast. 1.18 grams. Very, very accurate. Just got it on eBay because, you know, when Petra does hers, she says, oh, I did like, you know, a spritz. For me, I have no idea what a spritz is. I have no idea. But when I did my last crushed ice effect, I think I put way too much white in, so it was very white. So anyway, we're gonna see what happens with this one. It's not very white. It's transparent. This fly just landed on me. Go away, flies. Oh my gosh. Cover everything with nets. All right, summer in Queensland. Flies everywhere. Flies and cane toads. Don't live in Queensland, guys. Don't live in Queensland. Hot and humid. All right, so I have got teal and jeans, and these are from Octopus Fluids. They are the resin inks as opposed to the alcohol inks. These are just more highly concentrated. So make sure you open it away from your resin, because all the little crusty bits from around the edge they all fall in. Now I think I'm going to do 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I think that's about right. So that's going to be the first layer, and then the second one is going to put 2 drops. I don't want it quite as dark. Just 2 little drops of the jeans. 1, 2. They actually look quite equal. This one might have a tiny little bit more in it. I had to look back and see how to pour it. So it's white first, then the dark, then the light. So hopefully it will work. And then I've got some little crushed glass or stones, whatever they are, and some silver. Make sure that you mix this really well so you don't get any streaks. It looks darker in there because it's deep, but it's not all that dark. And then this one's only got 2 drops in it. Still looks quite dark. Different colours have a different strength, I feel, like yellow and pink. They're not very strong. Some colours just are stronger than others. Again, looks quite dark in there, but then on the stick you can hardly see it. All right, so the first thing we need to do is, I'm just going to mix this again, make sure it's well mixed. Now, if you've got a deep mold like this, you don't have to pour it all the way. You can do different sorts of things in this mold. You don't have to fill it all the way. If you're doing like a fairy flower or a daisy flower or something like that, it needs to be quite deep. But if you want to do a 3D bloom, you can just, you know, fill it up halfway. Now, when you're doing the crushed ice effect, the deeper your mold, actually I shouldn't say the deeper your mold, the deeper you pour, the bigger crackles you're going to get. So if you pour more shallow, like only half fill it, apparently, and I haven't tested this yet, apparently you get smaller crackles. So we'll see. One of the girls said that. I'm not sure. Who was that? Which one of it was who said that, you girls? Can't remember. Okay, so that's the white in. Give it a little bit of a torch. Now the mold's got lots of little little nooks and crannies and things like that, but don't spray it with alcohol because then it'll affect your recipe. So in goes the dark. Whoops, oh look at that. See, I've got a bit there that's not mixed. I think that was from the side of the cup there. That little bit on the side of the cup there. Oh, never mind. Okay, so that's that one. Look, it's starting to work already. And then the light blue one just on top of that. Oops. Yeah, make sure you stir it really well, side of your cup as well. That way you don't have that little issue that I just had. Okay, so that's that one, that's that one. And let me put some little silver stones in here. I can catch it before it closes, otherwise I won't see where they're going. I think that'll do. Now, if you want to make sure that you are getting the center of your mold, before you put anything in it, like when it's empty, just get a marker and mark where the center of your mold is, just so that you don't, you know, have off center. So what you can do is you can measure like from there to there. So that's 15. So you go 7.5 to there, and then you put a dot, and then you go 7.5 dot. And you can do it in your round molds, you can do it in your flower molds, whatever sort of molds that you have. Just put a little dot, and then when you're putting your glitter in, you can't really do it in a mold, you know, like this, where you can't really see anymore. But if you're quick enough, or you're just doing a 3D bloom, you can certainly see where your center is, and then you can put your glass in. All right, so I'm just going to clean off my sticks. Put you on a time lapse. I'm not going to torch it, I'm just going to leave it. There's a little hair or something on there. Just going to leave it. Now the transparente is pretty thin resin, so hopefully all those little crystal points won't have bubbles caught in it, but what can you do? Look, it's starting to move already, you guys. What's going on here? There's something in there. Oh gosh, there's always something in there. Chase it around. Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't want to ruin it, don't want to ruin it. Just leave it alone. All right, let's do a time lapse. Right, it's changed nicely, hasn't it? And even after I stopped the time lapse, because it had already gone for like 30 minutes, and I stopped it. I think it's closed again, but I can't have my camera going for too long. So that's what it's looking like. I've just got it out of the food dehydrator, and I just did that to see if it would come away, and it looks as if it's going to come away. Okay, maybe this little bit. the really thin bits won't come away quite as easily because they're a bit shallow, and the shallower the resin, the longer it takes to cure. But most of it should come away. And you know, I'm way too impatient, so it's fine. Just a little experiment to see if it's going to work with Nicole's ratios. I'm going to cut that off because that's bugging me. Here we go. If I'd filled the mold deeper, then you know, I could have kept those little bits, but I didn't fill it up all the way, so we'll just throw them out. All right, I will link my chunky live edge mold for you, and there's also a small one as well. That's the large. All right, are we ready? Let's have a little look, see if it's worked. I'm not really holding out much luck, but anyway, we'll see. Here we go. Oh, no way. That is gorgeous. Your recipe works, Nicole. Look at that. That is so good. I do have a few little bubbles. You know what I didn't do? Normally, after I've poured my first layer, like I pick the mold up and, you know, I'll do this with it and I'll pop bubbles, and I didn't do it this time. So, yeah, that's my own fault. My bad. And the middle's in the middle. You know what I'm going to do? Do you know what I'm going to do? I am going to put a little bit of silver around the edge. Where's my silver pen? I'm just going to grab a plastic bag so I can put it down because it's still a little bit soft. I'm just going to go around with my silver pen, just on the little tippy edges there. Yeah, use the plastic to turn it. And that'll just sort of pick up that little hint of silver that's in the center as well. You don't have to do this. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't do it. Today I'm feeling like a little bit of embellishment. And if you wanted a little bit more, you could go a little bit further down onto, you know, the edges of the mold. Maybe I'll do that just to show you a little bit more. Go down a little bit further, instead of just on the actual tippy top of the mold. You just go down a little bit further. Like so. It's a nice shaped mold. It's not just round. This is a slight new addition. I just redid my chunky live edge mold just to make it a little bit more asymmetrical. I just redid my mold. So this is it here, and it's a little bit deeper than my old chunky live edge mold. So there we go. Right, let's go for a little walk around and have a look at it in a different light. If I can pick it up. All right, here we go. Let's get away from those bright lights. So there's, yeah, a few little bubbles on the top there because I didn't release them as I should have. Let's walk around to here. There we go. Run away from the lights. So yeah, it looks really pretty, hey? Got that dark center. And then it gets lighter out here. We've got some gorgeous crackles going on. Silver in the middle. A little bit of silver around the edge. Loving it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. And yay, Nicole. Thanks for the recipe. And you guys can all have a go at this as well. And hopefully it works for you too. I did have to weigh my enoki though. I'm not good with squeezes. All right. See you all again real soon. Bye for now.